the past. Today is just a shout out video, kind of a fan video to James Townsend and Son. I think they just go by Townsends. They are merchants of historical reenactment gear, predominantly for the 18th century. Goes into, I think, up to 1820s. My historical village, where I'm not associated with officially, but I do hand spinning and I teach here. Mine is 1840s, but just maybe a 20-year gap there. But as you can see, they also do Savoring the Past, which is a series of 18th century cooking. Fabulous, fabulous, and they sell cookware and all that. If you want to get into it, it's just wonderful, wonderful cooking. I use it. I like use their products like almost every day in my house, just for everyday stuff. So you can see that Savoring the Past kind of sounds like Spinning the Past. That's just because I have zero imagination for making up names for stuff. So I saw their Savoring the Past starts with an S. My spinning starts with an S. So I just said, okay, my channel will be Spinning the Past because I love to investigate and do hand spinning. I'm I'm just about to finish, so becoming a master hand spinner, which was a 6-year college course. I'm spinning right now for my thesis, which is 16th century bobbin lace. But so what I'm doing here today doesn't really have that much to do with that, but I have to spin it, and then I have to do the bobbin lace. I have to write a thesis, and then that gets set in, and then I get the actual title of the master hand spinner. So, it was a thing to have professional hand spinners. If you had a professional hand spinner, you had to be able to understand how to spin anything and everything, and consistency was really important. That thread needed to be a certain diameter, or it couldn't be thick, thin, thick, thin. I mean, you had to be smooth, you had to be good, you had to know how many twist bridges, you had to know these things for it to be acceptable for the weaver. This is a great wheel. Just kind of trying to keep this short. This is also called a walking wheel, also called a wool wheel. So predominantly this was for the shorter wools. That one over there, the other smaller, that's a replica, but for doing flax. So this is what I think a lot of people think of when they think of spinning wheels. I'm doing a series now on spinning cotton. We have to remember that the 18th century, the late 18th century, and definitely into the 19th century, was just massive changes, massive innovation. The Industrial Revolution was coming. It changed everything. The hand spinners who were spinning for the weavers couldn't keep up, especially with the cotton threads. That's my understanding from the historical records. I do historical research. I look at the records and kind of academic books. I have access to that. So there is kind of an academic component on top of this, not just me knowing how to spin, but kind of how did those people at that time period envision hand spinning, or threads, or yarns, or textiles. So if you have any questions about textiles or threads, all that stuff, just ask me. The Townsends are great. They have a great team there. Oh, I wish you could come over and help edit my videos. Oh, I wish I had your equipment too, but they started small and they worked their way up, and I think I will too. I just love historical hand spinning. These women were not named. They were the bottom of the production scale. So the weavers who needed more and more cotton spun for their textiles that were on demand, these spinners couldn't keep up, and that's where the weavers actually, who had weaving background, they're the first ones who created the spinning jennies. Anyways, I could go on and on. Just don't get me started. I could go on and on about historical hand spinning, especially at that time period. All the innovations and the problems and the positives, the negatives about that industrialization, but a lot of hand spinners kind of lost their jobs, say their professional jobs of professional hand spinning when the industrialization, when those spinning mills started popping up. But anyways, they were still needed, they were still used. There were plenty of people who couldn't afford those final products. So that's where, you still see a lot of spinning wheels into the 19th century for that. Anyways, I can go on, and those who are on my channel, you know that I can just go on, and we will be starting to have some podcasts pretty soon. I will have guests there, etc. But this is really a shout out to Townsends, because they're the ones who got me motivated. They're the ones who got me thinking about the historical thing, how I could tie my skills into kind of what they're doing. And John Townsend has such a love, such a passion for history, and he's just brought it out in me as well to kind of uncover some of that spinning history that we have lost because the names are not attached to those hand spinners. So anyways, again, this is just a shout out. Go to the channel, go to the website, enjoy that over there. Sometimes I'm on there on Friday afternoon. Sometimes I'm there, so do shout out. And join me too on Spinning the Past. So I'll see you next time.